everyone, my name is Tony, your host today from On Point. Welcome back to the second episode of our series, Connect to Unleash Infinite Opportunities. For those of you who are just joining us, On Point has been a pioneering force in the UAE's part-time job market. We've connected over 6,000 individuals with flexible opportunities, and now we're taking things a step further. Through our innovative app On Point, is making part-time jobs even more accessible than ever before. We're not just connecting people with work, we're introducing the entire concept of part-time employment to a much wider audience in the UAE. For our series of interviews, we are excited to have handpicked a group of experts from various fields in Dubai. These successful individuals based in Dubai will share their inspiring stories and provide valuable and informative content for you. Today, I'd like you to meet our next expert of the series, Mr. Hamid Al Ali. Hello, Hamid. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here as well. So, Hamid, if you don't mind, for our viewers who would be listening in, would you mind letting them know who is Hamid and what does he do?
Well, I always summarize this by saying that I'm an engineer by the day and presenter by the night. Usually, this is how I simplify everything. But to go deeper into that, I work as an engineer for a certain entity here in Dubai, and I'm a presenter, whether it's TV or social media. I represent both as a presenter on behalf of Dubai. I
Okay,
could say so.
that's
Yes.
great. So, even for what I've read up about you prior to this podcast, like you've mentioned, having done your studies in engineering, being a news anchor, to being an engineer, and also a very big content creator, from what I see. How do you manage balancing all these different facets of your life?
Well, I always think in terms of the life, you always have to have some sacrifices. Whether you're sacrificing your joy, your time, or some certain, you could say, family connections, relationships. There is some certain type of sacrifice that you have to handle while doing all these jobs at once. It's not easy and it's not for everyone. But the thing is, it's more about what I try to do on behalf of the city of Dubai.
Right.
I'm looking to add value. I'm looking to benefit the people here, sharing information about what they can learn about Dubai, whether it's about the government, whether it's about the city, whether it's about the new laws or regulations. I'm here just to benefit people.
That's amazing, and
Yeah.
I'm sure, especially Dubai has a lot of people coming in every month new to the country, and having someone put out all this information to them can definitely be helpful through unofficial means as well.
Yes, it brings me joy when I see a person says, they thank me. They thank me so much for the informative information that I give. Usually, when they go to post, they leave you in the hanging door where, okay, I have all this information, but what can I do about it?
True.
But when it comes to the information that I try to share with people, it's more about here's the information that I'm giving you, and here's the action that you can take to make your life easier to buy.
True. That definitely would be a great help to people here. So along that line, I would like you to maybe share your journey that you went through, right from being an engineer to all these things that you've tried out in your career and have become successful in it at the same time.
Well, it's never started as something that I had in mind when it comes to media presenting or being on TV. All of these things have happened to just come to me rather than me going and finding them.
All right.
I would say as an engineer, this is something that I only have chosen
Okay.
as part of my degree to study overseas at United States. And I've studied there for my bachelor and my master's degree, and then decided in 2019 to come back and find myself a job, a full-time job in this case. And I had two different entities that I was applying for, and within 2 months, I thankfully was blessed at that time,
It's amazing.
got quickly hired by that said entity. And through that time, we've seen the COVID pandemic happen in 2020.
Yeah.
And during that time that we were in lockdown, we were 2 months, I believe, or 3 months, we were at home, depending on which emirate you were. If you're in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, they have been locked down for much more longer. I thought myself that I would try to create something of value, some type of content that could really benefit the people here in Dubai.
All right.
So I started to say to myself, how could I get myself into this? I started by trying to know what type of camera I need to buy, what type of software I will need to edit my videos, how I can use lighting that you see here all
All
around,
right.
and the environment that I am to give that exciting view of the video that you're trying to create.
So you started from scratch.
Pretty much, you're
Yeah.
like the director, producer, script writer, editor. I'm the whole package,
Amazing.
5 in 1, basically. That's what I've been. And for the next 2 years, I was producing content just for the sake of trying to add value and talk about the city of Dubai. And if I see those videos, I laugh at myself now. We're looking at them because I've improved much more to where I'm happy to the level that I reached so far. And I believe there's yet to come even more improvement that I can add to the content that I create. After 2 years of doing that set content, I was approached by the UAE Media Government Office, and they told me that they would like to test me and
All
see
right.
how I can be a presenter for the UAE Media Government Office. And through that time, I started to feel, okay, a little bit of, not anxiety, but more like a nervousness,
Yeah.
because you feel like you're representing something bigger than yourself. And with time, as this being a part-time thing, I would do it every time after the work hours. I'll go at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. and I'll head to Emirates Towers. Being there, and they'll bring a videographer and tell you, here you go, you got to shoot, this is your script, start.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was much stressful, but throughout time, became something that was so much of just like a muscle memory. The moment the camera starts, I'm immediately set to action right there.
That's amazing. So if you look at it, it's more like something that you took up as a hobby, maybe as a passion, that ultimately led you to another stream in your career. It's something new as
Absolutely.
well.
I never had in my mind to monetize it at the very beginning. It was more about developing my skills. And through developing that skills, I was able to pursue it as a second career compared to the first career that I have now.
That's amazing. On that note, I do have maybe a fun question to ask you. Do you recall the first piece of content that you created?
The first piece of content. The first piece of content that I remember doing was a 1 month project. When I was trying to learn all this video editing software and everything, and I was talking about the COVID pandemic, and I was talking about the topic of fear, how the news media and everyone is using COVID as a way to instill fear in people and to gain their attention and for the news, whatever news they're trying to produce. So I was trying to say, all this is happening, yes, but there are also people that are using it in an unintentional way. They're using it to produce fear. So don't be fearful for what is happening out in the world. Because in the city of Dubai, I believe you're much more blessed than being anywhere else in the world compared to
100%.
what was happening in COVID pandemic. And if you think about it, the COVID pandemic, while it was happening, the city was more willing openly to accept people to go outside, to conduct their businesses, to even go to the gym. Most places around the world, they were still in lockdown. I believe in New York City, London, they all were locked down much more longer than whatever city of Dubai was. So it was much more harder for the businesses there. It was much more harder for people to be fit because they also had to be stuck in the apartment or villa. But Dubai was more adaptable, more agile, and they were able to stand on their feet, get things done, and make sure this city is safe as possible.
That's amazing.
So that was my first video. And I hope I don't see it because I feel like I'm embarrassed every time I see it. But it was a good start
Yeah.
of my career.
It definitely does show that you were a guiding light right from the first video created.
Well, I always think that everyone is destined for something, and everyone's talented for something. It all depends on how you use your talent, how you use your skills to pursue what needs to be pursued.
That's amazing. Just one last point about that, if you don't mind. How do you think your work has evolved right from the first piece that you created?
Well, now I no longer have to do it myself. I have a video team that does
It's
every
amazing.
editing, video production, in terms of script writing as well. So I only have to present nowadays. It's much more less stress compared to that, but now I have to input more time to produce the content.
That's true.
So it's less time being used to edit and everything, but it's more production being available now.
That's true.
Yeah.
And also, this may be like another accolade for you, something that I've come across, where you have around 11 million viewers, both from the media and your content creation together. So how do you ensure that you still stay relevant and, cater to the needs of your audience?
It all depends on what the people need. If you think about it, what kind of value can you add to the people based on your knowledge? And every type of person, whether they're a fitness trainer, whether they're a designer, whether they're talking about jobs or a job agency recruiter, if you add value by giving what you know best that most people don't, I'm sure there are a certain type of audience that would like to know more. So my audience, they want to know more about the city of Dubai. They want to know how to live in Dubai. They want to know how to find a job in Dubai as well. So I try to go to that specific topic and solve their problems. When you solve their problems, people come to you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Just to wrap up this part of the interview, I'd like to ask you, what do you think would be one thing about yourself that would surprise the viewers that you have on your page?
One thing about myself, I wish I knew myself when it comes to that. One thing about myself that might surprise people is that my life has been a journey where I've went to multiple routes. I was a boxer as well in the United States. I fought the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy. I applied for the astronaut program
No
and reached the
way.
top 5. I been an MC talking in Burj Khalifa and bringing people into the stage. I've been also tutoring people within universities and also within my workplace. So I've done every type of field that you can pretty much think about, and in addition to engineering as well. There's another thing as well.
Another
I've
one.
also shadowed a doctor while I was trying to learn. I
Okay
was
then.
like seeing myself, maybe I'll become a doctor as well. So I was shadowing a doctor for like 1 week straight and just trying to learn if I want to be in this place or not. So I had the blessing, chances to experience every type of job field, mostly, not everything, but most job fields that exist out there today. So, and from that on, I think each of them played a certain role in developing who I am today.
True. Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's more like you're a jack of all trades, like
Jack of all trades, masters of none, maybe.
probably a master or something. So it's more about like you go down all these different avenues, trying new things, testing the waters, and you learn so much, whether it's skills about yourself as well, like you've mentioned, you're put in situations where you need not have experienced before. So you definitely go through something new, and the learning is that much more. So is that something like the experience you've had throughout this with all the new things that you've tried?
I believe that different experiences, they teach everyone differently. So what was taught me might teach someone else differently. Someone might be just sticking to one thing and they say, okay, this is all the experience that I need in life. I don't want to learn anything else. I just want to focus and dedicate and be specific on what I'm trying to reach. And that's in itself is a good, noble goal,
True.
I would say as well. It's not necessary that you have to try everything. Maybe you know exactly what you want. So you might as well just go for it.
True. And at the end of the day, opportunities are always out there. It's just up to you if you want to grab it.
Very true.
Right? All right. So for the next part of this interview, I'd like to maybe go back to some of the content that you've previously created, more related to Dubai and the part-time work that we have here. So in one of the reels that you've made, you were discussing about a comfortable salary range for people to live comfortably in Dubai. So I just want to check in with you. What do you think are the factors that goes into someone determining what would be a comfortable range for them?
It all depends on the general lifestyle that you're expecting to have in Dubai. If you're thinking about constantly being in the entertaining side, which is spending lavishly on restaurants, fine dining, going to luxurious hotels, being on those high-end places, I'm sure you're gonna run out of money very
True.
fast. Or you could be a simple person. You go to the beach in Kite Beach, which is free. You can go to the Dubai parks that are available multiple places. You can even go to the shopping malls and just have the sake of exploring it without even having to purchase anything. And you'll not even spend a dime on
True.
this. So all depends on the perspective of the person who's trying to live here.
True.
If you want to live lavishly, you might as well have a high means of income to support that. But you can also be just as a person with 3,000 dirhams, equivalent to $800, and most likely survive if you just live in the very minimalistic style and living not in this heart of the city, but rather somewhere a little bit further far.
True.
Yeah.
And Dubai in itself does have its way of catering to the various needs that people have. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of opportunities or exciting things here that people need not necessarily pay for, that they can enjoy it by themselves. So whether it's high-end restaurants or people just enjoying what Dubai has to offer, Dubai sees to it.
Dubai in itself has everything for everyone. So if you're the person who likes to enjoy partying and going all around and just socializing, there is a place for that.
Sure.
If you're a spiritual person, there is a place for that. If you're a person who's adventurous, there is also a place for that. It all depends on who you are as a person and what you truly want. Even as a business person, you can always have multiple facilities and multiple services available for you to start your business
True.
in a few days. I'm not talking about weeks, but in a few days you could just start.
True. And Dubai is constantly working on its innovations and
Constantly ever changing,
yes, evolving
never stopping,
and growing.
always
Exactly.
running.
Trying to be the first in the race,
Yep.
of course. All right, then moving on to the second one. This is more concerning university students, people, or rather individuals who are looking to maybe support themselves while they are studying. Now, it might be for very trivial needs, like maybe I have a concert to attend to, I want some pocket money, so let me take up a part-time job. Or maybe they are going through a difficult, phase in life where they need to support themselves too. So what advice do you have for these individuals who are balancing their studies and work at the same time?
I always say if you have a job opportunity coming your way, it's something that should be considered as a blessing because not many have that job opportunity, and many thousands more are coming to my DMs and asking me to find a job in Dubai. So, an opportunity, once it comes, try to utilize it to learn, to experience, and to gain from all the hard work that you're trying to do because it will benefit you in the long run. And the sooner you start, the better and easier for you to find those jobs that you truly desire.
That's true.
Because most of the jobs at the high end, they're looking for someone who's unique, experienced, and is able to add some certain type of value. How can you, as a person, differentiate yourself from all
From
the
others.
university students who are doing the exact same degree that you're doing right now?
Exactly.
You do that with the experience, with the opportunities that you have,
And
and
stand
leverage
out.
it to update your resume and being able to go for that interview and showcase what type of value you can add.
For sure, 100%. So I just want to touch upon, say, people, most of the people in the university, they are of a younger age, the young adults. How do you think this benefits them at that phase of life?
That goes back to, again, when I said that it benefits them because in the long run they will see it. They cannot connect the dots right now, but they will be able to connect the dots later on. I myself, when I was in the United States, I've worked for 4 different companies as an internship. So there were sponsored projects by different global, not global, US large based organizations, from Amazon, Ford
Oh,
Motor Company to AT&T. And each of those specific projects, they taught me something. And it's more about maybe the soft skills, not necessarily the technical background. So it's being able to present in front of executives, is being able to bring an idea and make it into a reality. And it's also about you learning things about yourself that you potentially didn't learn about. Maybe you thought you love engineering, but then you find out no, you're more in love with interior design. You're more in love with the architecture of a certain type of structure that you try and develop.
and it ultimately builds up your confidence too, which makes you braver to face
Absolutely.
things in life.
Absolutely. I don't think I would have been as much confident as I am today if it wasn't for those experiences that I had before, for
So
sure.
you end up a much well-rounded individual, like holistically. So that's great. And great to hear that as well. So the next question goes into freelance visas. This is something that you've covered too. What I'd like to check in with you is how do you think individuals can take advantage of this realistically and how they can benefit from it as well?
So for freelancers, there are different sorts of activities that exist out there in Dubai and UAE as a general. Whether you're a freelancer related to the media industry, to the design industry, you have the Dubai Design District, or even to IT, technology support. There are different sorts of, even the hospitality, I forgot to mention as well as to that. The, it's available to many people out there. And it's all about you trying to see yourself how you can add value in which sort of category before
True.
going for applying for that visa. And I feel that if you know that you're the type of person that wants a freelancing job rather than the person who's going for full time, then it can definitely support you. In addition, if you're looking to support your current full time job and you have this set of expertise that you can leverage and sell it as a service, because in the end, freelancing is more like a business. You're adding a
True.
service to different sorts of people that need it or organizations that need it. So it's more like you're developing yourself and setting yourself at the foundation of potentially starting a new business.
Ends up being like a personal brand too. You're building
Exactly.
yourself up. That's for sure. All right. So the next, moving on from like a personal business to actual, corporates, whether it's a small business or a medium-sized business, um, we see that there are a lot of temp roles that come up. Maybe it could be someone on maternity leave, they need someone to cover up for them. There are many instances where this arises. So I just want to know from your opinion or your perspective, how do you see these part time opportunities benefiting businesses on the other hand?
For the businesses, it's more about leveraging someone for a short period of time and not having to commit for a longer period of time. Usually, like you said, if there's someone with a maternity leave, they will be expected to be out of the job for 3 months at the minimum, as according to the HR laws in the city of Dubai. And with that, you might need some temporary replacement to help you get things done as much as fast as possible. So freelancing in this case, or part-time jobs opportunities, really help those businesses to continue their business and being able to provide maybe the service at the exact same level that they had for that person
True.
that's not there yet. Or maybe they want to start to kickstart that business, so they don't have the initial funds to support a full-time job, but a part-time job is something that they can
True.
do during that short period of time.
Until they're able to reach the goal of doing
Exactly.
that
And maybe they can
course.
hire that part-time person and they can become a full-time job or
Perfect.
position.
All right. Then I'd like to move on again from all the different industries that you've been working in. Do you see any emerging trends when it comes to part time work in the UAE?
In Dubai, everything is a trend. I always see that everything can become a trend. You see, one week we're talking about a food event that is happening globally. We're just like bringing everyone there. The next week it's all about the aviation industry and everyone is there in Dubai. So when it comes to the trends, Dubai sets the trends.
True.
So everything can be a trend here.
Amazing. Okay, so again, I'd like to keep bringing this back to all the experience that you have because you do keep juggling different responsibilities in your life and doing it effortlessly from what we can see as well. So, when it comes to someone balancing part time jobs and maybe other commitments, maybe their family back home, a full time job, their studies, do you have any tips or strategies that people can go about with maybe their time management, prioritization? Like through your experience, what is your advice?
Know your limits. Know what you're trying to do at the very end. I have my sense of purpose, and I feel that this is my purpose, that I must do it. For how long? I'm not sure, but I'll do it as long as I feel that sense of purpose. Another thing that you have to consider as well when it comes to freelancing is that you must ensure that your family is aware that you're working hard to support them. I'm sure no one goes there just to support themselves if they have a family. They're going there because they have to, not because they want to. Third, when it comes to this, my work has that set of balance where I can do everything in batches. So when it comes to producing content, I could do a content maybe every week, or I can produce multiple contents in one day to sustain for the weeks to come.
True.
And I usually have this conversation with the entities that hire me and tell them, look, I'm willing to work with you, and I prefer that we work in this way. I love to conduct content in batches. It'll make it easier for me. It'll make it easier for you. You already have everything set. You don't have to wait for me to come there and bring your production team and everyone. No, everything is settled. Everything is done in one day. We put all our efforts in that day, and then we're good for the next 2-3 weeks. So that's what I do. Now, when it comes to TV, that's a different story.
Okay.
I can't do that in batches because it's live
Yeah.
and TV. So in that case, it's more about knowing what I'm trying to commit myself into. I'm seeing that, okay, this will require 2 hours of my time. Am I ready to commit 2 hours each day that I'm there for the TV? And from that on, I'm able to understand, okay, when it comes to time management, I'm capable of doing that in the meantime. So it's about knowing your capability, knowing your limits, and
clear boundaries as
yeah,
well.
absolutely, the boundaries as well.
Perfect. All right. So, apart from this, I'd also like to know maybe from what you've experienced personally or with people around you, what do you think are the common mistakes? This might be hand in hand with the previous question, but what do you think are the common mistakes that people go about doing when it comes to part time work?
Not being qualified for the
Okay.
job.
Could you elaborate
You
on
got you
that?
got to be sure that whatever you're trying to do, be sure that you are qualified for it. I'm not saying you have to be 100% perfect in what you do, but more that you can get the job done. Because your reputation lies down on that specific job that you're tasked to do. And if you can't fulfill that job, then your reputation is in ruins. I always feel that first impression is last impression. And here in Dubai, everyone can know when it comes to the
That's true.
connection, it just
Everybody
spreads like a
knows.
wildfire. And everyone knows about what type of bad job you might have done or what a type of good job that you might have done. But it's always the bad that is spread faster than the
Oh,
good.
it's true.
That's one common mistake that I would say.
How do you think people can work on that or avoid, or rather prepare themselves for that?
Try to provide the service for free at the very beginning if you're not sure of your skills. See what the clients or the person that you're providing the service to is saying about your service, saying about the level of professionalism that you're giving. From then on, you can start to slowly see if they're accepting your services to the point where you can start putting a price tag on that selected service.
Build on the feedback, build up your reputation, and then
And through
work
word of
towards
mouth, potential people will come to you rather than
That's
you
true.
going to them.
it. That's true. Amazing. All right. Apart from this, I'd like to dig deep into your experience again. What is something that's surprising that you've learned throughout your entire experience in your career?
Surprising thing that I learned,
Unexpected, surprising.
unexpected. Well, learning how to present it with a script on the go. That it's everything is on the go. Sometimes, for example, today I have on the go. I've been confirmed to be on Murdiv City Center, going to ask random strangers about what they're gonna do and eat. So that's on the go. It's like, here, Hamid, we need you to go there, 8 p.m. sharp. Be there. There's gonna be a videographer. You have the permit.
Get up
Take
and
your
go.
yeah, just go.
Yeah.
Ask random strangers. Be in that embarrassing moment. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that I've been when it comes to the Mall of Emirates. I had the same task,
Okay.
and they thought I was a real estate agent who was trying to
No.
budge them, to buy a property, because I was next to Damak, and in that
Okay.
case, and like thinking I was a property agent in that case. So there was a lot of embarrassing moments. You feel like you're going to that person, he doesn't know how to speak English. You got other people that are feeling shy, they don't want to speak. You have people who literally ignore you. They just, you're saying hello, hello.
They
They're
look
just,
past you.
that's it. They just go. You don't even exist to them.
Yeah.
So you will be put into those uncomfortable situations. But then it's up to you. How do you get yourself out of those uncomfortable position and make it comfortable for you?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So also on top of this, just to understand, we've talked about balancing part-time work with maybe a full-time opportunity, family, studies, etc. But what would be your advice for balancing your personal life with your work life? Especially being in
I'm
Dubai.
the wrong person when it comes to asking this, but when it comes to personal life, I feel like my job has become much of my life in a way. Because I'm talking about the city of Dubai, I'm living it.
True.
So I'm learning as I go, I'm exploring, I'm going to different places, but at the same time, I get to do my content. It's tough.
So it's integrating.
It's tough. It's integrated. It does affect with the spending time with the family.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So that's where I say know your limits, where it's acceptable boundary, how much you can do your job and how much you have to spend with the family. But when you do spend the time with the family, make sure it's quality and not quantity.
True.
It's how you spend with them and not how long you spend with the family. I could spend 8 hours just watching my siblings or someone just like that and just being there.
Yeah.
But that's
Just
not quality.
existing. It's not
Or I
living.
can take them for 2 hours somewhere outside, take them in a car, take them to a coffee shop, take them to a nice dinner, and give them some type of joy that I missed out for the past week that I've been working hard. At least I'm rewarding them. Whatever reward I'm getting from this job, I'm investing back into that family.
That's beautiful.
So they know that, okay, he's not only working for his selfish desires, but as well to grow the family as well.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
absolutely.
And my final question regarding your experience would be most, I would say, not directly to the jobs you've had, but rather the experience of trying different avenues. What are the skills that you gained from that?
Every job has different type of skills potentially that you can gain from. I would say the soft skills is the thing that I gain the most from every job that I've done. So being able to speak, being able to present, and being able to share an idea in a way where people understand, that is something that I have gained when it comes to all the jobs that I've done.
That's amazing. Thank you again, Hamid. So, finally, to touch upon the app that we were discussing before, knowing that On Point we are a staffing portal where we help connect people with part time opportunities in Dubai. So, having the idea of this in mind, that there could be a mobile application that's easily accessible, where if anyone has any requirement, it's right there on their phone. How do you think this benefits the people of Dubai again, or the UAE?
I find it that it will be beneficial for the people that are looking for those part time jobs. For sure, anyone who is interested, whether they're just a young person within university or a person who has just finished their degree and they're looking to find that part time job to leverage their skills or even just being able to be on any job that they can
That's
potentially
true.
get, this will be a great opportunity for them, for sure.
Well, we're hoping that it does lead to a lot of success for the people in Dubai too, because, like we've discussed throughout this interview, opportunities are there. And depending on what people are interested in, to test it out, to see if they'd like to shift careers and see if they're a good fit for it, to expand their skills, we hope that almost everyone in Dubai can benefit from it for
You never
sure.
know, they might well as well be here and just you giving them that interview.
Exactly, we never know.
Yeah, sharing their experiences as well.
That's very true. Well, Hamid, I'd like to thank you for your time today. Thank you so much for being here for
Absolutely.
this
Thank you so
interview
much as
and
well.
for sharing your story with us as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.